Guys, we've had to push the play button as soon as possible. Today, I've got Barbara in the house. She is my very important guest. And as I've been told, I've got to hand it right over. Barbara, who are you? What do you do? And why do you do it?
My name is Barbara. I'm a seasoned fractional executive. I live in London. I moved to the UK on a global talent visa. Outside of that, I started my background in investment banking, communications for investment banking. Then after that, I did a stint at management consultant at PwC before I then ventured into the world of helping ambitious founders with their growth journey and helping them scale into red and blue oceans. And I did that for about 8 years before the global talent thing. So one could refer to me as a generalist, but depending on the subject matter, you can refer to me as a specialist. So I'm a sales specialist, but I'm a generalist for any ambitious founder out there. And I pretty much just help different organizations, mostly startups and scale ups, on their growth journey. So whether it's expansion, so I used to live in Nigeria, and from Nigeria, I pretty much expanded to different markets. So SA, about 15 different countries in Africa. Then I did some part in APAC, some part in LATAM, some part in Northern America, some parts of the world I've never been to. Yeah, I did. I did that from back home before moving out here. And in the last 3 years, I also ventured into the world of angel investing. Yeah, putting some of that work to use. So I pretty much wear multiple hats. I'm used to wearing multiple hats. I pretty much do any and everything. I sometimes shy away from that entrepreneurial uh, tag. Some of my friends refer to me many times as a hustler because I'm always doing something. I'm always doing something.
Wow.
But all in all, I'm just a solution oriented badass, I guess.
That's a dope title. That's an amazing title. So why? Why did you get into all of this? But what was the trigger point in your life that you would, let's say, whether it was high school or college, was there a defining moment in your life where you're like, this is what I want to do?
So honestly, like I think a couple days ago, I was talking to a friend, and I remember telling her that while I was towards the end of uni, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I used to think of and what I knew about being an executive or having a white collar job pretty much just until being in office, and I didn't know what I was faction for that whole sitting in the office thing. I didn't know. I remember, but I do think I still take it back to my very first boss, Funola King Tonde. I remember my very first interview with her. Like I was just this young chap out of school and I just had lots of bright ideas. And she asked me, "So what do you want to do?" And I pretty much just told her a bunch of shit that I was good at. And she was like, "Okay, you would fit here. You would fit here." But while I was a young chap, yeah, just trying to find my wing and all of that. But one thing that stood out was the fact that I was very solution oriented. I was a go getter. I was very strong willed. I was very creative. So I was able to use those things to fashion out a way for myself. And given that I started in communication, I then, at the end of a year or two, it was clear to me what happened was my company was getting rid of some redundant positions. I was in communications, and communication is a money
Of
center.
course.
And the country was in a recession, so they were downsizing. So if you're not bringing in the big box, you had to go. So I was cut off. So for me, it then became like whatever next thing I do, it has to be very, very fundamental to the organization that I'm not being, I can't be let go
Of
of.
course.
So that was where I ventured into the world of strategy and origination, which you can call biz dev or sales. But whatever it was, I was in the revenue generation department, whatever it took. So yeah, I think that was my villain origin story.
Wow. So what was the first taste of money like for you? Which walk me through the first taste of money when you become like you just become a member of the company that you, like you said, you cannot let go.
So like I would say maybe like for a while I never really did give myself enough credit when I actually started breaking in big bucks for companies I worked in, because there was always something, there was always another chase, there was always something to look forward
Mhm.
to, another go forward. Yeah. So I never, like, as someone who used to be very scared of numbers, I became a very number centric
Yeah.
person, even in my personal life. Like the math has to be adding up somewhere or
Yeah.
someplace. And there was always something. So I remember like at the end of one particular year, I realized, okay, I actually made so much money than I've ever made in my life
Yeah.
personally. Like this was just in salaries, how much I've been able to make.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it. Like, it didn't feel like, oh, yes, I was able to afford and buy nice things for myself, but it was nice. And the numbers that I was able to rake in terms of revenue for my companies, they used to be mind boggling anymore. Like, I have closed deals that I can touch those. I've never been in those kind of rooms, but hey, like, I'm not scared of those numbers. So whether it's TPV goals or GSV goals, I'm being dished out on. I'm like, okay, I'm always like, fine, we can do it because I'm always up for the challenge. I love a good challenge, and it's kind of like one of the things I like and don't like about myself because sometimes I don't know when to stop.
I know what you're talking about. So I'll give you my example. So I worked the first when I first came back to the UK. I didn't have any references I could use for jobs, and I had been in capital markets, so the whole Wolf of Wall Street kind of vibe really attracted me. The town I was
Yeah,
in America is a town called Franklin Lakes, and everybody is finance orientated. Everybody's got millions in the stock market. They're doctors, lawyers, business owners. And seeing that, the only pathway to massive wealth, like I am a materialistic guy. I love nice things, right? Clothes and all that designer clothes, not really a big fan, but making big bucks so I can have a big house, the car I want, go to a restaurant and not look at the price, go on holiday and not have to budget. Like that's the life I've always wanted. And I got into capital markets and I saw how much the managers were making, and they were making hand over fist 80, 90,000 a month in commissions. I was like, holy shit, how are these guys doing this? Then I got in trouble, learned about real estate business, and when I came here, I was in security. After I asked my then boss for a raise, he gave me, what was it? I think a 50p raise an hour. And I was like, wow. So I immediately looked at jobs, and the only thing that I could find was a sales job. And they called me into the office, and it was a beautiful office in Finsbury Square. Absolutely stunning offices. I met the CEO, and I was like, he's wearing a nice suit. Everybody's all dressed up. And they said, here's your salary. And I was like, oh my God, this is like lower than a McDonald's employee. And they said, yeah, but the commissions are huge. So just do this, do this, do this. And I ended up seeing how it worked. After 7 months and promising me the world, we're going to give you an office in Dubai. We're going to give you an office in Miami. We're going to do this. You're going to do this. I said, where is it? Didn't happen. So I ended up quitting. And then I went to a conference company where our main sponsors were EY, PwC, Deloitte, and KPMG. And
yeah,
they
the
were
big
the
four.
main sponsors on all of our events. And the goal was to bring law firms to these events and just place them as delegates. And I started to see one got in, and then the twos, and then the groups of fives, and then the groups of 12s. And I saw how much law officers were making, and I was being paid with my commissions and everything. And
Yeah.
then Barclays Bank said, here's a $16,000 loan. Do you want to take it? I said, yes.
Who says no to money? Well,
I'd never seen that much, obviously, since I came to the UK. And I was like, all right, bam, took it. And then the payment came, and it was £421 a month for 6 years. And I was just like, holy crap. That was my first taste of money, and seeing if I earn a lot, they'll give me more. And if I make more, more will come. And I ended up going through about £30,000 of repeat loans. So that was me, and those were my defining moments of success. And then when I started to go into higher ticket sales, and then I became winner of President's Club, CEO's Club, dinners at the Shard, and then finally I was on our boss's yacht in Cannes. That was really like my biggest milestone for success, and that's when I knew, all right, I can do this by myself, and I built my business. So, for you, what do you think the biggest achievement or the biggest milestone in your life has been on your journey from starting to where you are today?
to be honest, I don't think I can give you one major milestone, but what I can say is, one, I have a very huge abundance mindset. Anything I want, I can get. Nothing's ever out of my
Yeah,
reach. Yeah, so be it come the job or anything. And I think one of the things is, okay, like, okay, moving to the UK and trying to build from the ground up
yeah,
again. and I met with you overqualified for that role. That's why we can move forward. You overqualified for that role.
Mhm.
I like it was mind boggling, and bringing myself down or refashioning my CV and going for lower position. I didn't get here. I didn't get global talent visa by being small. So that was really hard. So at the end of the day, I just did what I did best. I'm solution oriented, put the word out there. So right now I pretty much just do any and everything. And pretty much I'm helping more ambitious founders where they're looking to raise money or they're building out new products and they're trying to test them in new markets or expand them into new markets. I'm that guy for you. Yeah. So I'm that guy for you. So and when you put the word out there, your tribe finds you. So every other day there's something, either there's a networking event, Connected had a investors breakfast the other day and they sent me an invite, like, girl, come. And it was a room full of other ambitious founders who are looking to raise money. It was good conversation and people talking to you about their term sheets. Like when you do the work speaks for itself.
Mhm.
And that's wonderful. Yeah. So that's that. And also being able to like, okay, find other new products or ambitious founders that need your skill set. So I pretty much took on a role, late December, pretty much helping a new company who is in the tech hiring space, yeah, with their skill elevation and put the word out there. And it was just 2 weeks, and every other day he told me how wonderful and how wonderful and appreciative he felt actually having me on the team,
Mhm.
and that felt good. Like after months of that felt good. Yeah, I remember telling my best friend, like I actually cried a little bit. Like that felt
Of
good. Like
course.
it was exhilarating as hell because it was a lot. Like last year was hard. Yeah, my personal life and all of that, but that felt good. Like it wasn't just the it wasn't just the check at the end of the day that made it wonderful. But I'm just one of those people that I will work for praise, but put some money on it. Yeah. Put some money on it. Yeah, tell me how good I am, but and always put money on
You
it.
have to.
So um so yeah, just being able to like do the work out there and also being able to see that conversion come into fruition. Yeah. So that's my thing. I like to actually do the work. I'm always ready to do the work. Like I said, that's one thing I don't like and I love and I don't like, and at the same time I like about myself. I'm always willing to do the work. I'm always being ready to do the hard, painstaking task. So am I ready to like let it go? Is this the end of the road? Sometimes, yeah.
I think he's,
But
but I
that,
think that's one thing. It's exciting. So what one thing I'm working on right now. My own personal endeavors are revolving around the podcast because I enjoy speaking to. I just enjoy having a higher level conversation, and the people I pick to have those conversations with typically are either they blow me away or they meet the mark just exactly how it's supposed to be, and the learning that comes from it is incredible. Second to that is these roundtables that I do, and these roundtables really have
yeah.
been so interesting to see 9 other CEOs, all with like a very high level vision, speaking about the future, and everybody's sort of like everybody knows where their cues are. Nobody interrupts. Like it's
Yeah.
just a strong conversation. Those two things are growing quite fast, and they're building up a massive reputation. But then on the other side, I'm building an AI company.
Yeah.
It's called Mega, and we're defining the future of outbound with AI autonomous agents. And it's been quite interesting because, as much as we're building from the ground up, I always find these times to be the most exciting. So, just as you said,
Mm-hmm.
like I want to do the grind, I want to do the hard work, but put some money on it. It always is the best part. So, for you, I feel AI is shaping our industry and just amplifying the way you work, making your life easier. If you know how to use it, you can work 10 times or even 100 times faster. How do you think AI is shaping our industry today in 2024?
So like there are lots of great. So one, AI has become so predominant that one can actually afford to not know about it or not use it. There are lots of great companies out there. There are lots of great companies out there doing things that are very AI centered. It's the future. It's the now. It's the future.
Hmm.
Uh, so, for instance, like one of the startups in my angel investment syndicate called Zero Complex AI. They recently just in the news. They just raised their first
Hmm.
round. They're doing stuff around. Process improvement, pretty much is helping lots of companies in North America be able to get work done faster instead of like just doing it the manual way.
Hmm.
There are great ways to actually use AI to improve that. By Hire, for instance, is pretty much helping organizations place tech talents efficiently instead of just going through the normal hiring recruitment process with AI and internal seasoned technology experts that are able to get that done. And that's possible with AI. AI gets work done. It's more efficient. It's faster. It saves you time, money, which is what many people want. They
Mhm,
want efficiency.
mhm,
And once it's centered around saving me money, saving me time, yeah, have people's ears. And when people start building solutions that are very AI centered, people have your ears. But I think where you can sometimes lose people is because when people say AI, everyone just narrows it down to Chat GPT. Yes, that is great. But once you're once you, the main aim of AI is, yes, AI is important, but it shouldn't be everything. Your entire product or solution that you're solving shouldn't be around AI.
mhm,
Everything shouldn't be AI.
mhm.
There should be room for human precision. Yeah, that's very, very important. And that's what my guys and I at by hire.io are able to do. So that putting that human precision in amalgamation with AI to be able to get work done. So we're at this place where AI is inevitable, is the now, is the future, being able to solve important problems faster, efficiently, and saving you time, money, and all of that with AI. So that's what the future looks like. That's what now looks like. That's what the future looks like. That's also going into health tech. That's also going into hospitality. So like there's a whole lot of solutions being done around that. The hospitality management software from North America, they're also centered around that, helping hoteliers, Airbnb, bookings.com, and anyone that wants to be in the hospitality space, being able to manage scheduling, payments, and all that processes via that integration. So there's a whole lot to do. So there is actually no particular industry where I think that AI is not relevant. The one I'm most excited for, particularly, is in health tech because there's so much advancement that there is to be done out there, and that is one particular field that many investors are more centered around. How are we using AI to advance human health, to help people live longer, find drugs, precision when it comes to surgery. Like we've seen certain tapes about how AI is now being used in by surgeons to minimize downtime, health risk, be able to do less invasive procedures and make it more efficient, more timely. The cuts are way better than human markings and all of that. So the future looks good. The possibilities are endless. So it's just a matter of what particular industry are you looking to center your time, give your time to. There's also climate change, which is a very big particular industry that for some reason, like I keep finding people in that space who want to talk to me, who are building out stuff around there, and everyone is looking at reducing their carbon footprint, net zero, and all that. Also, it's also very reliant on AI. So the future looks good. It's vast, it's big. So it depends on what exactly we're talking about, but it all looks good.
Well, let's look at it from the health tech perspective then. What company would you say people should be on the lookout for? Who's the up and comer that you've got your eye on?
Hmm. Oh my god! You're trying to put me in trouble because I might say one health tech. I might say one health tech right now, and it's a thing of, oh, you didn't mention me. You didn't mention me, but to think about it, what are some health tech that so for instance, I'll just give one that is centered around early cancer detection and patient care because that's something that I really care about, and also with the recent news about King Charles being having cancer. And now everyone is now like big on, let's see if they're gonna release or they're gonna find the outcome as soon as possible. But I do know that there have been some collaborations around Creative TM and their esteemed diagnosis centers that have hospitals in India and metropolises that are around that. There's also core diagnosis. And the main thing about creative AI technologies that it aims to enhance diagnostic precision. So that is one up and coming health tech that I will mention without giving any big guys PR stuff.
What do
So yeah.
you think about a big thing around health tech and pharma markets is psychedelics? I'm seeing a lot of funding in psychedelics. There was
Yeah.
one from a guy called Kevin Ryan. He's just patented something around methadone. I don't know if you've heard of methadone. Walk me through a
Yeah.
little bit about your understanding of that. How is that impacting the market today?
Okay, so the way it is right now, given that it's big, so I would simply say this: because there are more people inclined or more interested in that particular space, you're seeing the money go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you're seeing the money go there, and people follow where the money is. Case in point, Elon
Yeah.
Musk. Yeah. So despite everything with the brain chip implantation, people are willing to put their money there because health tech, farm tech, or pharmaceuticals, that is huge. Yeah, that is huge. Inventing new diseases, curing them, inventing solutions for it too. That is major money. Like the ROI is huge and high. So it's I would not say it's lazy. I dare not say it's lazy, but it's quick money. Yeah, it's fast money. Like the return on investment is guaranteed. So people are much more following that than less digital technology focused companies or solutions. Yeah, so that's where people are putting their money into because yeah, people want to people want to increase how longer people live. People want to increase their health. People are also looking to explore and go outside of Earth and explore new planets and
I go out.
establish
I go to
territory.
the moon every damn day, baby.
So yeah, so that's where people
I'm,
people
I'm
are
seeing a lot of it.
looking
Like I said,
to.
I'm seeing a lot of it. The main thing I've heard just ever since Joe Rogan has talked about it, like with TRT, and then Elon Musk is talking about it with what's that one that they take and they puke all over the place. What's the drug called? What's the psychedelic called? And it basically gives them dimensions. I can't believe I
Yeah.
can't think of it. I'll come back to it in a second. So, how are you
Yeah.
using AI in your business today?
Okay, so like I said, it's everything I do in my business today is AI is a part of it, is not centered on AI. So AI pretty much just acts like a support
Hmm.
function to it. So using AI using AI and merging it with human precision. Yeah, so that's how yeah, so like I said, always ensuring that human precision is in front of it. And so that's also important even when I give pitches or I'm talking to new people. Yes, it's AI centered, but human precision first. So that pretty much sets you apart. If not, you're just gonna be like every other person who's like AI, AI, AI,
Hmm.
AI, AI. Not kind of like tired around
Can
that.
you give a use case for those that are looking to elevate their game or their AI game and usage of AI in their business? Give us a use case of exactly how you do it right now.
Okay, so when time okay, so I will give an example of a startup that's coming up. It's based in Scotland. And pretty much what this founder is doing is he's using AI to be able to predict biases when it comes to hiring and recruitment. So organizations, the big four, whoever it is, the end product is you need my product or you need my AI to be able to tell if your internal structure and your recruitment test for diversity because that is important. Yeah, so that is the make the call end of the product. Yeah, that's
Wow.
the that's the core product. And the great thing about it, like when I met this guy on LinkedIn, great pitch, everything was good, and he wanted me on board. Board. It was equity. I get lost on equity. I need money. Put money in it, put money in it. They just give me co-founder title on it. No. Sounds good, but I won't move if there's no money.
I'm with you. I'm the same. I am the same.
Yeah, but and like that is wonderful. That is wonderful because I remember like there was a company I almost worked for when I moved here in the UK. I did like 6 days of interview, went to their HQ, did a whole side view, everything. By the end of the day, why did they say no? My braids. The color, my braids are the color. But they didn't come out and tell me that directly. And I remember like that hurt
Yeah.
because that was like my first engagement with racism.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
that came quick.
Yeah.
That came quick. Yeah, but like um being able to predict this biases or being able to use AI to make the work easier because
Mm.
at least, yeah, AI pretty much can help with those human biases. They say numbers don't like and all of that. But yeah, every now and then it's a make or break thing. Just being able to just find that fit in between all of that and being able to help solve that problem is very important.
Massive, massive, massive. So, what are your predictions then for 2024? What do you think the outcome? What do you think will happen at the end of this year with this whole swarm revolution of AI in all kinds of markets? What's your prediction?
Well, we're already seeing the rise of more organizations or ambitious founders using AI centered approach to build new products. So that's already at the forefront of
Mhm.
it. There'll just be more about it. And I think, and given where we are right now, many people just see it as noise because everything is AI. As long as you just plaster AI on it, you have people's ears. But people are beginning to like, can we slow it down a little bit?
Mhm.
So there's room for AI, but like I said, human excellence, human precision is very important. Being able to match that in the forefront of whatever important solution you're trying to solve is what makes or breaks what product or anything anyone is trying to do. You're looking out for investors, and your product is yeah AI still, but don't make it about AI, AI, AI.
Mhm.
Yes, AI is part of it. My point is, don't make AI everything around whatever product or solution you're building. It's just an enablement solution to it. Yeah, it's just part and parcel. It pretty much makes it everything, but it's just an icing on the cake,
Mhm.
but it's not the entire cake.
Mhm.
That's just what it is.
So one thing a lot of people come to this podcast for is to learn, not always just the practical and tactical things, but strategic things that they can implement in their daily life. So you've been quite
Yeah.
successful over the past number of years. What is the one consistent behavior you've always adopted to maintain the levels of success you've managed to achieve?
So, well, one, being solution oriented is major key. Yeah, shit happens, something always
Mm-hmm.
happens, but being able to find a way to look forward and yeah, go back to the drawing board, seek out alternative solutions, pull in experts, people who've done it before, who have better ideas than you, who have new ideas that you don't have, being able to pull them into the room and yeah, go back to the drawing board and refashion that. Listening goes a long way. By listening, you're able to you're able to upsell and sometimes create new problems that you can also solve for your client or whoever it is that you're talking to. Yeah, because when you listen to people, you hear their problems, and by that you're able to like, okay, this is how I can do that and do that, and being able to fashion out a solution and sell it to the highest bidder. Yeah, that's how you make money, and that's one thing that I'm adept at, and
What makes a good
that's
listener? I learned that a long time ago when I was
yeah,
selling as a rep looking to earn a commission.
yeah.
I was listening to sell or to say, "Are you ready to go ahead?" Until it was my business. And then I had to listen to actually understand, right? And really listen to problems. And then even building a business, it was how do I make the most money so that I can pay everybody? And that slowly became a big pain in the ass because I was making money to pay people, but I wasn't getting the result back from my people. And then I decided to fire them all. And then I'd listen to the way I began to develop my listening patterns were through podcasting, as an example, but to really listen and see, do I really even want to help this person? Do I even want to work with this person? This person may have very deep pockets, but they are an absolute jackass. And I do, right? So these kind of things are true. For
Yeah.
you, what makes a good listener?
Okay, so I what makes a good listener is care. So my time at PwC, we have about 6, 7 core values that are long as hell. But there are two major ones which I carry into my personal life, and it's kind of like being part of my North Star, which is one, care deeply about the problems that you're solving. So there are lots of problems in the world, but PwC says that solve important problems. Not all problems in the world are important. So you need to care deeply about the problems you're solving. Yeah. So whether it's a friend or a business I'm talking to, I care. So that is why when I'm probably on a call, especially like a sales pitch or whatever, I give my all during the discovery call session. Because yeah, you ask important questions, you listen. Why that? What do you get? Why that? Why is that happening? This, that, 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 that.
Mm.
Just so you can understand and listen. Because when you listen, you hear people tell you what the problem is. That way, you can now take a consultative approach towards answering that or solving their problems. So it's not necessarily every time medic, every time this, that. You're not always selling. Yeah.
Exactly.
So while I am a salesperson, I hate selling. If I have to, I personally hate selling. If I have to sell you on an idea, if I have to convince you about it, I don't want it. Even
Exactly.
my personal life, I am disgusted by having to convince anyone to do anything.
Me too.
So like that's the whole purpose of a demo call. It means okay, there is something, there's a fit somewhere. So the whole purpose of a discovery call is to like, okay, find that where we can both fit. So I'm able to analyze that and understand that via listening. So one, yeah, by listening, I'm able to understand. So then I can like, okay, this is a good fit. I want to do this. Oh, I don't want to do that. I didn't buy or selling. I didn't trust it. It's not just, oh, they take certain metrics for me on my discovery call, whether they qualify or not, or they're buying in a week or 2 weeks or 3 months. It's all about finding that right fit. Yeah. So clients also get rejected. So
Absolutely. I think that's one major thing. People have to be, we're living in a new day and age, and I really understood this even more so. It was about a week ago, being on a new project. One of a certain individual approached me on Facebook at, I think it was 10:30 at night, and I'm always active. I love being up and just doing things. I'm more of an evening person myself. But he messaged me, "Hey, do you want to jump on a call?" And I said, "Yeah, why not? Like, what are you working on?" He said, "I want to show you the kind of the designs of what's happening." And I ended up speaking to him for 3 hours, and it was just having a chat at first and sharing ideas. But in a split second, this person turned into selling mode, and I saw it immediately. And then I started to get text messages and emails. When do you want to meet again? When do you want to meet again? And that type of selling mechanism turns into, you are gross. Like, I don't even want to be speaking to you. And if more people can adopt the right types of behaviors, like you said, just to be empathetic, caring, charismatic, charming, and really listen to people's problems, you'll start to see that even every type of sale in life is never about the product. It's never about the service. It's never about the leads. It's always about the end result, right? What's coming after? Are you able to exit? Do you get to sell your company in 3 years instead of 10? Do you get to spend more time with the family? Are you trying to impress your father, your mother, right? It's more than just this. And that's one of the things I'm really trying to teach here or share through people like us is,
like
what the hell happened there? Is there something just Oh, it's to share that these things are really important, and that's what makes people successful in life is the empathetic, caring, genuine person who's authentic and can actually deliver value. So it's 1:39, and I'm trying to hit your time frames. I'm going to probably come visit you at Excel tomorrow. In 10 years, it's the 6th of February, 2034. Yep, I'm right. You're in your living room, your space right now. What does your life look like at 1:39 in 10 years?
well, in as much as I might not know what it is, but I can assure you that I will be having the time of my life. I will
Describe
be
it. You
somewhere
have to
really.
describe. This is the challenging part. You need to
Oh
describe it. Are you wearing the
my
same
god!
t-shirt? Is your braids up or down? Are you on the beach? Are you on
Ah,
the plane?
okay. So whatever it is I'm wearing, I'll be iced out. Definitely, I'll have some nice jewelry on me. That's for sure. That's for sure. I don't know. I don't know. I might be so. I'll be in a different country. I might be in the UK. I don't know. I might be anywhere. But whatever it is, I'll be happy. I'll have a nice girlfriend. Um, I'll be living it up.
More. Tell me
Shay,
more.
but whatever it is, I'll be reimagining the impossible with whatever solution that I have.
What does the
I'll
world
be
look
reimagining.
like in 10 years? Tell me what we're seeing.
Like lately, the last things I saw this last few days were just people with the Apple headset, and
Yes?
yeah, so
My God,
yeah,
you too?
so that's gonna be tomorrow going forward. Like everyone with their computer in front of them,
Yep.
like yeah, no more blue light, blue lens glasses. They might shut down or find another way to sell
I
that.
saw it. I saw people. I was because they do it, and I'm on all kinds of socials too, and I have to consume at some points to see what the hell everybody else is doing. And I saw the Simpson episode, and they said, "How did they get it right again?" Right? And they were all walking around, and then I said, "You know what? I've got to have a look at this." And they, I've got an Airbnb guest. They said 3,500 for these goggles, and they put them on, and they're doing the stuff in the computer, and I'm like, holy shit. But I like type. I do like typing and hearing the keyboard. So I don't know how that's going to work. But again, if we're seeing this now in 10
Like
years,
on the trains, people walking on the road. Yeah.
10 years ago, I didn't even, I was first introduced to Instagram. Okay. I had done 3 years in a state prison, radio and TV. I'm talking aerial TV. Okay. Came
Yeah.
out, saw Instagram, was like, holy shit, what the hell is this thing? Then Snapchat, then now TikTok, Facebook, and all everybody's doing reels. Twitter has turned into X. They've got all kinds of stuff going there. So, do you think these social media platforms will still exist in 10 years?
Yes, they will just evolve with the
You
times.
think there'll be a new
So,
person, a new player in
uh,
town?
yes, there will be. Definitely, there will be. So if you see, when Snapchat came out, everyone then jumped on the bandwagon of things that delete within 24 hours, messages and all that. Yeah, we saw how Facebook started. We saw BBM. BBM got faced that.
Yeah.
WhatsApp took over that. Uh, that Apple is still able to maintain iMessage. We all know why. Yeah, the encryption and all of that. But definitely there will be more evolutions. Many ambitious people are still thinking about ways to reimagine the impossible. How can we make shit better? And just being able to change that. So innovation pretty much for me is all about making you taking something that currently exists and making it better. That's what innovation is to me. Yeah. So you don't necessarily have to go to drawing board. There's nothing new under the sun that hasn't been done before. People just seek out better ways to do them through opportunities or taking on opportunities, whether, oh, I have an investor or I had this idea and I took it to Mr. A who did it better or was able to help me flesh it out. So more people are looking at better ways or smarter ways to do things. So the future looks good. It's all about reimagining the impossible, and everyone is doing that.
These three, who's going to win? Google, Meta, Apple.
Why are you setting me up, Shane? Well, Google Matter, Apple, Google, Alphabet.
That's it. Now, so where do people find you to start ripping into you and saying, why did you pick them? On WhatsApp,
Well,
email, LinkedIn.
email, LinkedIn is fine. That's where my audience are. So,
Well, look, I really appreciate your time today, Barbara. It's been an absolute pleasure. Like, honestly, at 1:45 on a Tuesday to have this much of a laugh, it's not work anymore. We get to get exposure and just share like-minded opinions on things about our industry and where it's going. I'm really hoping that again after this episode, people are able to contact you, learn from you. If somebody is looking to raise money, what's the typical or average investment you guys are doing every year in terms of
so it
size?
depends. Depends on what syndicate. So depending on the deal size. So based on that, I can then have my advice on which of my syndicates I could run that through. Yeah. So pretty much, yeah. The check sizes go from 500 to 2 million. So
Wow.
depends. 500K to 2 million. So
Awesome. All right. Well, I will be including all of your details in the summary below. If you did find value in this episode, please like, share, subscribe this, share it with your friends, family. I'll be posting
sure.
this online. You'll have a copy too. But until next time, Barbara, where again, where are we going to meet next? Are we going to meet?
Tomorrow, Excel, if you're
All
there.
right, cool. So I'll stop the video, stay on for a minute, and then until next time, guys. Thank you again.